Hey, what up, y'all? Planet of the Fakes and Pigstar. Planet of the Fake for Families and Pigstar HH News. Shout out to King Ben for this. It looked like some police in Elk Grove was harassing a young black teen after pulling him over for a traffic citation. Luckily, it was right, I guess, in the vicinity of his home. His mother came out the garage and basically had to argue with the police just to get the ticket or whatever the case may be. The police officer was looking like she's trying to provoke the mother or the son into doing something. She asked the teenage young man if he was on parole or probation, and the mother took offense to it. But I want you to listen to the attitude of the mother. She is very hostile. I know she's passionate because they are killing black people, but I want to tell you the police don't care. Try to stay calm, talk to them calmly. If they're going to take you to jail, just go to jail. And this is why a lot of people lose their lives from panicking. You understand? And it's like you talking to the police like you could prevent them from doing something with the, attitude you may give them or the volume of your tone. Really not. You know what I mean? You better off just sitting there being quiet or whatever the case may be. I've been lucky enough to be, when I was arrested, cops told me to shut up, I shut up. You know what I mean? I don't sit there and try to argue with them or nothing. And she didn't set such a good example in front of her son. Now let's go to Supreme Consciousness. This allegedly happened with the Elk Grove, California Police Department. And as you know, I teach people what states and cities really are due to the mass misconception that people believe states and cities are places. State does not mean place. City does not mean place. It's a lie. And based on the fact black people are not trying to understand that and teach other black people what states and cities really are, the police will never respect you, your politicians will never respect you, and the foreigners that come here and become U.S. is a citizens are never going to respect you. Because you're the American that don't even know what the U.S. is. How could you know what the United States is and you don't even know what one individual state is? Well, I'm going to teach you today again what states and cities are based on this video of a state and city contracted employee. Yes, police don't work for the city. They are all private foreign companies. Every police department is its own foreign company. That foreign company basically enters into an agreement with the city to be their security guards. Police are nothing but armed security guards for a company known as the state, for a company known as the county, and for a company known as the city. Cities cannot be a company and a place at the same time because companies only exist on paper. Don't you notice in order to see what a state is, you need a piece of paper so you could draw it on a map like you're in elementary school and paint this state purple, paint this state red, make that state yellow like you're a little kid and you've been brainwashed ever since elementary. And ever since then, you've been working in a company by pretending the state of California is a place. You're actually working in a company by believing Elk Grove is a place. And let me give you an example. When you watch this video, I want you to watch it from the perspective that there is no state of California. These are just security guards for a company by the name of California. And that company basically enforces its rules on people that don't know what a state is. So I want you to listen to the woman and just keep in mind she thinks the state is a place, and look how she's acting based on believing the state is a place. And I'm going to show you that Elk Grove is not a place. Elk Grove is a company, and these police work for the company. And basically her son has a company name because before he was born, she went down to the Department of Health and Statistics for the company and applied for a name. Yes, the company allows her to make up the name. She fills out an application, put the name on it, and then I guess in a week or so, they sent her a certificate saying, this is your baby's name, social security, and birth certificate. That's incorrect. When they send you that certificate back, that is actually a company. When they send you that social security card, that is a document for that company. Now that you have a baby, you raise your baby to pretend to be that company on the birth certificate. You raise your baby to be that company on that social security card. So instead of your baby growing up to call himself whatever he want to call himself, now he has to call himself after a company name that was created before he was on this planet, and it'll be here after he leaves this planet. And that's what the police are charging. They're charging that company, not your son. So it's irrelevant what you're talking about. And based on the police only being able to deal with the companies, your son's body is the property of that company that you created. This is how the system works. Because the state is a company, and all the names in the state are companies. Those companies have biological property known as the human being. That human being gets seized when you go to court and they charge the company. They ask the company, hey, what assets do you got? The company says, I don't got no assets except this human being that's pretending to be me. And they basically say, all right, we'll take your biological property and we're going to store it for this amount of years. And this is why you have a multiple number of black people behind bars for crimes they didn't commit. You never commit a crime because it's a company, but you have broke a corporate rule, and the charge for that is them seizing the company's property, which is the human being pretending to be the name. Now, I know it sounds confusing, but it's really not. Remember, it's called the United States of America, not the United States is America. They're two different things. One is a company that only exists in your mind, and the other is landmass that you're living on. And no police are American police. All police are under the United States. So I just made two sides, a United States and an American side. When your baby comes out the womb, it's automatically American. But once you apply for that birth certificate and Social Security, you have now created that company, which is a United States citizen, which your son is going to pretend to be. And this is what her son gets for pretending to be a company. And it's really sad because the parents won't listen to me. But hopefully the youth will hear this and understand what's going on in America. We're being invaded by foreign companies, which you call the state of California, for example. And you, as black people's getting oppressed by this company known as the state of California, have more love for that company than you have for each other. This is why it's so easy for you to look at your brother as an enemy, but you look at the state as a place you live in, when you should be thinking of an area you're living on. But that area is still on America. And remember, our rights don't change anywhere on this land. But as long as they got you pretending to be in 50 separate companies, you now have to follow 50 separate company rules. This is why I am not a U.S. citizen. This is why I renounced my citizenship, because I'm an American and I'm on America. I'm not a U.S. citizen pretending to live in 50 separate companies posing as America. But let's get into me showing you that the city of Elk Grove, or the county of Elk Grove, California, is a company, not an American place. Alright, I had previously looked it up, but I'm going to look it up again just so you'll be able to do the same thing anytime you need to prove to anybody what a city is. So the city is called Elk Grove, California. You put in Elk Grove, California, and you see it's already there because I already looked it up. You put in Elk Grove, CA, body politic and corporate. And just to show you, that's what I put in. Look, Elk Grove. And I'm just talking like this just so, you know, people will feel more comfortable. Because at the end of the day, the United States is the one that's lying to you in order to kill you with your consent. Because if you knew the United States was a foreign company and not a government, once they killed one person, we would shut the company down. But the fact that you believe a company can be government or is a government, you're never going to shut it down because the government does so much for so many people. But what you fail to understand is we can shut it down and reopen it with Americans running it the way it's supposed to be ran, like a company, people would no longer pretend to be living in companies. Instead, we'll be on America knowing what company occupies that area and what benefits, privileges, and immunities they provide if we would like them. So you just put in Elk Grove, comma, CA, space body, space politic and corporate, because a body politic and corporate is a foreign term just to say company. So I'm putting Elk Grove, California, company, and look what comes up in Google. A couple of articles, missing teens and stuff like that. We're not looking for that. We actually looking for the website for this county or city or whatever the heck it's supposed to be. So we're here, right? And look, if I'm not mistaken, this is it right here. But I want to make sure there's no other ones here. Alright, so we found it. This is it right here. If I'm not mistaken, let's see. Alright, so you see we're at their website. I didn't make this website up. City clerk. That tells you that this deals with the city and it's a city clerk. You also see City of Elk Grove. Remember, city means company. So that means this is the company of Elk Grove. It has nothing to do with America. It's under the United States foreign company occupying America. So now that we're at the website, we go right here to the search box. You go right here to the search box, right? And you put in city charter, because every foreign company has to have a charter, because that tells the people of that land the specific things that city plan on doing on America. And if it does anything not in that charter, we could shut it down and close it and own all of its property. So I put city charter in. I'm going to hit the enter. Now that I hit enter, a list of city charters come up. I'm not looking for a most recent one, but we're really looking for one that will tell us what the city of Elk Grove is. So this first one, it just has numbers. The charter exploratory, no. City of Elk Grove City Council staff, nah. City Council, nah. City of Elk Grove Incorporated, July 1st, 2000. That's what we're looking for. Do you know what this word means, incorporated? It means we turned it into a company. And what date does it have there? July 1st, 2000. How many people pretending to live in Elk Grove knows that it is a company, not a place? I'm going to assure you, the black woman that you hear talking, she has no idea. She has no clue. Her mind probably couldn't even grasp it, and it's really sad, because look who pays for it. Her teen son, who has no idea what a state or city is and may never learn in his life, because his mother's not going to teach him, the state's not going to teach him, the city's not going to teach him, his school didn't teach him, TV's not going to teach him. What's the chance of him hearing Planet of the Fakes? Well, let's go click on it. So now that we clicked on the charter, let's read. Mayor, whom, council members, whatever, charter commission, whatever. Chairman Allen explained that a charter is a set of rules by which the city determines how it is going to operate. I told you basically it tells the natives of this land what these foreigners are planning on doing with their company. We don't need none of that. We just want to see definitions. And if it gets hectic, just hit the find button, and we're looking for body, politic, and corporate. But I'm going to just put body politic. I don't feel like spelling the corporate out. It said it found, I thought it said 1 of 5, no. So it didn't find any body politic. I'm going to put body corporate because they interchange them in order. Body corporate. Let's see. All right, it may not have it due to the fact this is it's not a picture. It's actually text. Let's see if we can find it. If we can't, I will have to look up something else, but it should be here. It's usually in section 1. And this looks like a meeting. Let me just see. Yeah, this is the minutes, see? This ain't the right thing. This is the minutes. We're not looking for the minutes of a meeting. We're looking for the actual city charter. So give me a second. All right, I basically had to change the order. Remember I told you sometimes they switch it? So I put in Elk Grove, look, CA body corporate and politic. I put politic at the end, corporate right here. And look what starts to come up. And I want you to see this. Look. City of Elk Grove is a PDF. City of Elk Grove, a public body corporate and politic lender. Because I guess the company was lending another company money. So look, it tells you right here that City of Elk Grove is a company. City of Elk Grove, a public company. A public body corporate and politic, which I already explained to you, means company. But not only that, look right here in the next one. The Planning Commission Staff Report, Elk Grove, a public body, corporate and politic. So they're telling you it's a public company. It doesn't mean the company's owned by the public, because you don't even know public when it comes to a company means private. Yep, because the United States is a private company. Why you think you don't even know it's a company and not a place? U.S. of A, not U.S. is A. Since the U.S. is not A, what is the U.S.? The U.S. is a body politic and corporate, which is a company. But let's see. I'm just showing y'all. Let's go to the next page and see what goes on. I want to just see if they got anything else. All right. So we could basically go back to that first page. I'm going to click on one of those links. And this is the link I'm going to click on. The one that's the PDF that has the city lending a company money. Yeah, and I just want to see if they put the definition in here. It don't look like the definition is in here. If I had more time, I could definitely find it for you. Oh, here we go. Oh, no. Whereas it normally, you know what I mean, starts off like that. But let me just see something. They normally put the definition of the city in things like this when they started off. But more than likely they didn't. Because this looks like it's for a meeting or it's a contract. Let me use the find button and see if they got the word in there real quick. If it doesn't, I already showed y'all it's a body politic and corporate. This is just the nail in the coffin receipt. So I'm going to put body politic, no matches. So there's no body in there. Let's see corporate. Yep, so they don't have no matches in there. It's no problem. Oh, Elk Grove City. Oh, it says Elk Grove City Council. I'm not going to do it like that. But basically, I already showed you right here that I showed you 2 times. I showed you on the Elk Grove website where it had the incorporation in July 2000. And then I just showed you right here, Body Politic and Corporate, September 14th, 2014. 2005, 5 years after they reincorporated. Every 20 years, a company has to reincorporate. This is why Obama had to re-sign the Constitution, because the U.S. is a company and the Constitution is its charter. But let me show you what the definition of body, corporate, and politic is, so you won't think I'm lying, and then we can get into the video. And this intro was long because the video was long. And if you on YouTube, you got to click the Facebook link. I didn't put the whole video on YouTube, but the whole video is on Facebook, or you could click and go to the website and see that and more information. So look, a county, and they're telling you, My definition is the court's definition. I don't need TV's definition. I don't need your mother's definition. I don't even need the news definition of a state or a city. I need the court's definition, because the court is the one that's saying if a police is guilty or innocent when they kill you in the city. Not the news, not your mother, but the court. So a county, according to the court, is a body politic and corporate. A body political is a civil division of a state for purposes of governmental administration. A body corporate is a legal entity in private law. So what did I tell you? U.S. is an entity. America is a land. It has nothing to do with legal or foreigners. It was created by God. The United States was created by man. So you're a man pretending to live in something that doesn't really exist, which was created by another man. Now you wonder why that man is disrespecting your 18-year-old son and killing people that don't even have weapons. And look, in private law, a corporation is a legal person. Didn't I just tell you when you get the birth certificate, that is not a record of your kid being born, but it is a corporation that you're going to raise your kid to pretend to be. And this is why you're not an American. You're a U.S. citizen. And a U.S. citizen is a corporate citizen, not an American. This is why you don't have American rights. And this is why you don't have a right to life, because corporations can't come to life. And you can't kill a corporation. Now you understand what qualified immunity means? A body politic, a political organized, all that's wrong. Here it goes right here. Let's look inside. What is a body politic? Look. Here go the real definition. I went to a law dictionary, not just a bullshit dictionary that'll tell you it's a government, and no. Companies can't be government, but a company can have a governing body in it. And that's what you're calling government, the governing body of a company, which is not a government. It's just the company's authority. But let's read it. What is a body politic? A term applied to a corporation. So I already proved that Elk Grove is a body politic and corporate, which is a term for a corporation, a foreign term. Usually designated a body corporate. Didn't they just show you a body corporate is this in the governing? No, shut up. Body corporate in politics, the term is particularly appropriate to a public corporation. So if I ask this black mother with her son being harassed by Elk Grove police, what is the city of Elk Grove? If she does not say a body politic and corporate, she's incorrect. Now here goes the hard part. Can anybody watching this video tell me, how do you get born in a company? How do you live in a company? And how do you die by a company, inside a company? Let me know, how do you die in a company when they only exist on paper? The charter is the paper that the city exists on. City doesn't exist on the land. If it existed on the land, they would have to respect you as Americans, and they would have to treat states like American places. Don't you know the states aren't American places? Because your rights change when you go from one corporate limit to another corporate limit. But I know you won't understand that because you're too busy trying to get a state pension. If they kill you before the pension, what good is you pretending the state is a place for? Anyway, let's continue. Without distinctively connoting any expressing individual corporate character. So they're telling you a body politic and corporate is a company, but it may not show you any company characteristics. Do the state show you it's a company? Nah. They too busy brainwashing you to believe it's a place that you're in. Now you got to follow their rules, and they could kill you, and you could consent to it once they give you a check. So anyway, that's that. Let's get into this video. You know what I mean? Let's get into the video. It's a 22-minute video. And after the 22 minutes video plays, listen to the opinions of the people. Nobody in the comments to tell people that California is a company. And the only way to be free from this foreign oppression is renouncing your U.S. citizenship. If we did it 80 years ago, we would be doing so much better now. But the fact people don't know what the United States is and still remain a citizen after they lie to you, kill you, rape you, kidnap your kids, and do all this other stuff, it tells me that you don't care about your future generations. Because nobody in the world would let a foreign company pose as a place in order to kill your lineage. But you are. And listen to this mother. With that being said, what you heard and saw was the content. For additional content, click the link in the description. Like, follow, share, subscribe, comment, hit the bell, visit my community wall, and if you have time, go to www.amor-eka.com/TV. That's our Planet of the Face 2. We are the new umbrella. Planet